Ah. All right. Good evening. Yeah. Check, check. 1, 2. I'm gonna build script. I don't know what script. We'll figure that out. But felt like it. What I'm kind of feeling, what I kind of want, is something with a big, powerful minion. But like, I want a lot of the scripts that have been designed on this stream are big and loud and are sort of difficult to run. And I kind of want a more quiet game. And that's always at odds. So I'm trying to figure out, does the script play with like the minions are loud but the demon's quiet, or does the script play with one loud minion option and then the rest are quiet and you're not sure? Oh, thank you Windows for warning me that, or thank you OBS for warning me that I closed a thing. Hi Palm. Spedon's badge? Wait, you can get a Spedon's badge? What? Hold on. Is that still good? Oh no, it's done. Oh no. I am very much betting I did not watch enough of that stream to get that badge. Sped-ons. Earned by watching Sped-ons 5. Damn, that's cool. Good evening. I don't really have a direction for this script yet. What I should do. Is I should turn on viewer rewards. Is 500 good for each? Probably. Okay, I'm gonna step up for a second and check Mischief because she's making noises. Also, it's pitch black in my room, so I need to turn on the light or something. Yeah, she's not being good right now. Excuse me. Poor stinky dog. She's been tearing at her own skin, her own fur, whatever, Dogs. Hello. Good evening. Um, I don't know what I'm doing. What if I made a riot script? This seems like a bad idea. Because honestly, I would still want to make a solo riot script is the thing. I don't think I want to, like, even though we have new riot, which let me zoom in. Even though we have new riot, which like can work with all the other demons. I kind of don't want it to. I kind of like, excuse me, edit transform bottom center. Thank you. I don't think Riot works well with other demons. So maybe just solo Riot script. Let's see. What else could work? Like a summoner Poe. No, summoner's day 3. Yeah. It's on day 3 minions become when does summoner happen? It's night 3 on the 3rd night. So no, yeah, I would want like a second night. They turn into the Poe. Because Riot, you confirm get 2 nights of no deaths. Summoner works fine with that. What demon would be fine to work even after 2 nights of no death? Honestly, I kind of want to... At some point, I want to do a solo Vortox. That sounds very fun. Oh, I don't know. I'm tired. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's why I don't have it aligned center. Excuse me. I gotta fix song title. Transform. Transform. I need bottom left. Okay. Wizard's too much. Zon. Would Zon be good with Riot? Cause like, if you add, you get 3 nights. You do get confirmed 3 nights, and if the Zon adds a 4th outsider, there is no poisoning from that. But that's fine. Alternatively, could just add a Baron, but that's really more dependent on what the outsiders are, or what outsiders on this script are. A stream? Yeah, I guess. It's more just me script writing, and also y'all get to hear my thoughts. Goblin could be worth it. Goblin is a catch-22 here, where you out yourself as evil. So on the 3rd day, you know, okay, that player is evil. We can just get rid of him because it's Riot. Oh shit! Wait, Ceranovus? Hold on. Ooh, I want a Goblin Ceranovus because that's very good. That's very funny. If you publicly claim to be the Goblin and are nominated and executed that day. So no, yeah, the day 3, the Goblin ability does nothing. Which is fine. That's good. Marionette would be very funny because you should at some point inform the marionette, hey, you're riot. I don't know if you have to, is the thing. I think mechanically, like you have to, like, rules as written, you have to. But shrug. Um, spy could work. Spy could depending on what. Spy could be misinformation depending on what the good team's info is. Vizier doesn't work. Honestly, Witch is very good because. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. What if it's also Yag? What if the second demon is the Yagababble? Hmm. No. I don't know. Which seems good to just remove more the Yamparampara. I'm gonna say that's a Danganronpa reference. No. You just typed something in randomly. And DuckDuckGo is telling me about YMCA. What if the demon stopped killing people and we all held hands instead? That's an atheist game, fish. Which honestly, oh shit, wait. Atheist Riot sounds funny. I know you were referring to the Yagababble, but it sounded like a character from Danganronpa or something. I don't know. I saw a Rampa at the end. Ah. Oh, I'm sorry for yawning. It's just EP hours. How dare? Yeah, right? Oh. Okay, wait. So you know what? The alternative to Serenova's Goblin is Boom Dandy, which gets people worried about, hey, why are we nominating this person who's so like why is this nomination going through so quick? Um Monkey Hide Vote. Not for riots. Monkey Hide Vote help like for 2 days. I think that's too easy. I think that's too like here's the thing. Either the organ grinder will choose not to use their ability, which so there's no point in having it. Will just drunk itself, or it will just confirm itself as being, oh, one of the minions is the organ grinder, and just move on from that. Okay, we're good. Having the combination of Serenova's Goblin, like, is this fun question, I think, of I really want Serenova's Goblin. Boom Dandy is like this question of, oh, should we execute on the first two days? Because you want to get to day 3. It's riot. Which is also this question of, should we nominate at all? But honestly, I think Serenova's Goblin is like what needs to be. Oh, hi, like Devil's Advocate could be interesting. It's Devil's Advocate doesn't do much. It just protects on one of the days. it protects your demon on either day 1 or day 2. So that's not enough of anything. Evil Twin's not good. I need either Poisoner or Spy or Zahn. I think Zahn is coming back on here. I need some misinformation on this script. I think Zahn is very good. Wizard is funny. Wizard we can get back to. Widow is a possible choice. Summoner is a choice. Let me put all the possible choices. Actually, let me not do that. I think Zahn is the strongest choice of being outsider modification, changes the number of outsiders, and causing drunkenness. Or poisoning, more accurately. Widow gives the evil team information and causes poisoning. Spy gives the evil team information and does funny things. So I'm leaning towards Spy. Summoner is the weakest minion in the game. Hot take. Words. So I have cursed thoughts. Oh, I have cursed thoughts that makes me want to add Summoner. Summoner like really just says, "Oh, you have a confirmed good player? No, you don't anymore." Which honestly I like. And I'm thinking of a very cursed thought right now. Which I'll just tell you right away. We have atheist on the script right now. So if I put a lunatic on the script, you can wake people up on the 3rd night and just say, "Hey, you're the riot now." And there doesn't have to be a summoner in the game. Here's the thing. Technically, you don't have. Here's the thing. Technically, you don't even need a lunatic for that. But you should have a lunatic on the script. You are a cursed thought. You're not cursed, Leica. You're a very lovely thought. No, wait. You're a very cute bird. What else we got? Boffin? Boffin sucks. Boffin's not helpful here. Fearmonger makes him not want to execute. I don't care. Godfather. No, we don't want that. It's not helpful to this setup, I don't think. Harpy would be pretty good. Harpy, I was thinking about alongside Witch because it adds day kills. It adds kills for the evil team, but I think it's more funny when evil team actually doesn't have any way to kill anyone besides maybe Serenovus. Marionette, question mark. Mastermind, no. Mastermind doesn't work with Riot. Zephyles, minions become Riot on day 3. No. Summoner does the same thing. Honestly, hold on. I'm getting rid of that thought experiment. To Pit Hag. Hold on, what's the Pit Hag summoner, Jinx? The summoner cannot create an in-play demon if the summoner creates a not in play. Oh, so you need multiple demons. Yes, Mastermind is completely useless with Riot. Hey, hold the phone. That sounds like it needs a jinx. That sounds like I need to come up with a custom jinx for it. Actually, wait. No, it's not. It's not completely useless because the mastermind can work on day 1. Day 2, it doesn't really work. If you execute the one demon player on day 2 and then you get into day 3 and you have a normal execution phase, you don't have Riot activating, then you're shit out of luck. So yeah, that needs a jinx. If Riot is executed on day 2, but if there's an atheist, yes, there's atheist on this script, but it needs other scripts. Mastermind Riot jinx if Riot dies on day 2. I don't know. You still do the Riot thing, but you need to win better or something. I don't know. He needs to be better than just Scarlet Woman. Anyway, Poisoner's great. Poisoner's great. Poisoner's great. Psychopath. Too loud. Scarlet Woman would be some great protection, some great backup, but I don't think I want that. I think I want silly. I kind of think this is the play. I think this is the suite. Maybe 5 minions is too much. But I tried launching Avowed and it crashed and launched again and ran with the script called something Graham. I'm gonna assume that's thought. I think it's funny to put. Okay, hold on. Is there another way for gaming or fair program? I don't know. I'm too tired to follow fish. I'm sure it's funny. Okay, so right now, spy is the source of misinformation on this script. So that's what I'm gonna lean into. Spy Alcihir, that's fucking mean. However, Alcihir, there is summoner on here, so I Alcihir guess that this player is the minion, and that's it. Because the spy registers as a townsfolk to me, and I win. No, we'll put an Ampney on there. Fuck it. Balloonist would be good if we don't want the good team to be able to solve the outsider mod question. But if Lunatic is still on here, they're gonna have trouble or not be able to solve it at all anyway. So, Banshee Riot. Each night, Riot chooses a chosen Banshee dies and gains their ability. No. Bounty Hunter is probably too strong. Also, if we're gonna have an evil player, I think I want the ogre to leave that open for extra evil. Cannibal sucks. Chambermaid. Zon doesn't wake, Serenovus does, Goblin doesn't, Spy does, Riot doesn't. Chambermaid is interesting. Chambermaid is interesting here. Chambermaid is interesting here. I can't full commit to that, I don't think. Clockmaker, fucking broken. Clockmaker is too good of a character. Courtier drunks the riot. Riot becomes ineffective because it only works on day 3. Engineer. What would you put on here as the engineer? You would add a summoner. Why is... Oh, shit, wait. The VTuber's behind... The VTuber was behind the fucking screen. Sorry. Here. Where's the pat button? There you go. So engineer now. Engineer is so hard to deal with all of the time because there's just like it feels like there's always gonna be the right answer for what you should do. Typically for the minion side. I still want to pat myself on the back because I was but it's only on the 3rd night. Okay. Oh, I really like that's interesting. First, I want to pat myself on the back for writing a Teensyville that has engineer in it that I really fucking love. Okay, now, Exorcist Riot Jinx. If the Exorcist chooses Riot on the 3rd night, minions do not become Riot. Ooh. Wait, shit, what's the wake order? PDF letter. Other nights. Summoner goes and then the Exorcist. Come on. It would be very funny if the Exorcist went before the Summoner, and so the Exorcist could never pick Riot on a Summoner game, but also that would not, like... Yeah. Riot's really fucking... Like, Exorcist shutting down the Riot is really strong. Dude. I don't think this script is built for that. If the minions were stronger, if it was just like, shit, we have a vizier. No, but then the Exorcist just knows who the demon is. Vizier doesn't do anything. Cute little dance like I hope you're enjoying the Animal Crossing New Horizons original soundtrack BGM collection. Fisherman. What is it? Does Farmer have to just Leviathan Jinx choose a player each night? Yeah, a chosen farmer. Wait. Does not die but uses their ability. I remember having a talk, I think it was with Hallow, about how that is hard to confirm. How that, like, because nobody dies, you can't. The farm. I feel like maybe you need a homebrew McHomebrew face. Maybe you need a bootleg. Oh, that's Travelers. Maybe you need a bootlegger. Maybe you need. I think you gotta change that jinx to say, uh, each night, Riot chooses an alive good player, different to previous nights. A chosen farmer uses their ability, but does not die, and learns this. I think you need and learns this. Because farmer, like someone just saying, hey, I'm the farmer now. Like, that does nothing. Anyway, riots are 3 days long. That's no. That's not worth it. Flower Girl, you learn if Demon voted today. That's pretty fucking good. That's really fucking good. Kind of. Can we do? I immediately started thinking about Town Crier, which is the if minion is nominated, you learn yes. That's I think that's better. I think that's more interesting because my thought is like the goblin can just self nom and you learn, oh, okay, they're the goblin. They're not Sarah Novus mad as the goblin. They're not the riot claiming to be the goblin. It could be like a Zon or a Ceranovus or Summoner or something. But and Spy could claim Goblin and just, oh, huh? They're not actually a minion. I like Spy Town Crier here. Okay. Fortune Teller's not gonna get much info at all. Um and it's just that player's the demon. The goal here is to try and figure out who's evil. You have to find the whole evil team. If Riot is in play and the grandchild dies during the day, the grandmother dies too. I think I need a clarification on this jinx. If the grandchild dies during the day, the grandmother dies too. If the grandchild is executed, that means the grandmother dies too? Zon on night X, all townsfolk are poisoned until dusk. Ooh. See, it's also not written here, but obviously, I think that's part of that jinx where the grandmother dies when the grandchild dies is part of the grandmother's ability. So, if the grandmother like survives through that, it can either be a Zon Knight or the grandmother's just lying, just bluffing, just a spy. Honestly, I think that's kind of funny. Is that intended to be any day or specifically on day 3? It's if Riot is in play. The wording is if Riot is in play, so it could be any day. And I think for this script, I'm looking at like more obviously day 1 or day 2, because if everyone's like, if a person's like, hey, I'm a grandmother and this player is that, And they're like, okay, let's test it. Let's kill you both. Let's execute your grandchild and find out if you were the grandmother. And then two good players die. And, like, actually, that's not a good thing. You don't want to test it. There's no reason to test that. Let's execute your grandchild and find out if you're the grandmother. You're right. Blood on the Clock Tower is. I fell in love with Blood on the Clock Tower because all of the weird, interesting ways characters interact. Um, but honestly, here's the thing. I don't think anyone would ever do that for any reason, because if they truly are the grandmother, then you're down two good players. Like, the goal of the game is to find evil players. If they're not the grandmother, then oops, you found an evil player. Good job. But you have less good. There's no reason. That's not a good thing to put on the script. Huntsman Damsel is a fun combination, especially given I think that's like really good because the huntsman. Now here's a question. Here's a question. The the damsel riot jinx is no more. Ooh, I love that. Now, unfortunately, this has spy damsel, the new jinx, which is just if the spy is or has been in play, the damsel is poisoned. Which, that's fine. That's good. Whatever. Um. Oh wait, but that means Huntsman can turn the spy. Oh. Okay. I've talked myself into this. Let me go through this. The huntsman knows it will only have 3 nights, and honestly, only two, because you're not honestly like only really one where you want to pick. You don't want to pick the first night at random. You do want to pick on the second night to see if you can find the damsel. The third night, it's kind of worthless to like. You can use your ability. I think it's a great idea to use your ability, because of reasons. But because the minions are not going to be minions by the end of day 3, they can still make a guess before nominations happen. Ooh, okay, yeah, you still want to use it that night. Okay. So damsel is the one that is hiding. That all minions know a damsel is in play, and if a minion publicly guesses the damsel, the good team loses. The huntsman is the one that once per game you may choose a player. If you choose the damsel, they stop being the damsel. I think that adds some ambiguity to the outsider count, which is really good. More fun in my mind. Words. But there's a very funny interaction that can happen with this script, which is the huntsman chooses the spy. The spy registers as an outsider, specifically as the damsel, and the spy becomes a townsfolk of some sort. And what that means is there is a damsel still in play somewhere, but the huntsman just removed a minion, which means there's one less riot on day 3. And that's really fucking cool. That's really fucking good. I really like that interaction. Oh, the damsel's still in play, but the damsel's poisoned, so it doesn't matter anyway. Juggler. Juggler is gonna be strong. Juggler gonna be strong on here. And honestly, I kind of don't like Juggler with Zahn because if the storyteller can just decide the Juggler will never get good info. If the storyteller puts in two outsiders and a Zahn and a Juggler. Do 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 do. King? What's King? King Jinx. Fry doesn't play as leaves one player dead. The King lands one left player each night. So that incentivizes the good team to execute, which, I don't really want that. Dun 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 dun. Steward is a. Ooh, right. I want confirmation rolls. I would like some confirmation rolls. Professor like will get the good team to execute, which not really what you want. Not really like the best thing for this. But because it's a summoner game. Ooh, okay. This is funny. I like this. I need some you start knowings. Probably washerwoman, probably librarian. What are the you start knowings? We have Shugenja, too powerful. We have Steward, which I threw a Night Watchman on here, and that's here's the funniest take for y'all. Here's the funniest quip for y'all. Night Watchman and Steward are the same character. Prove me wrong. So to tell y'all, Steward's text is you start knowing one good player. Night Watchman's text is once per game at night, choose a player. They learn you are the Night Watchman. They're not the same character, but one of them puts the it's one of them gets confirmation like straight up, and one of them like and that one chooses who they want to get confirmation from. But it's telling them you are a good player. You are not. Yeah. So like, come on. Steward is the reverse Night Watchman. Steward is reverse Night Watchman, and you cannot prove otherwise. Anyway. What's other you start knowing? Shugenja, you start knowing which direction is the closest evil player. Too strong most of the time. Seamstress is not you start knowing, but once per game, learn players of the same alignment. That's really good. This font's funny. Pixie, you start knowing it and play townsfolk. If they die, you gain their ability, which, no, that's not helpful in Riot. Yeah, either if they pick an evil player or if like there could be Zon 2 or something. There could be a no, any source of poisoning like can get in the way. There could be like I just wanted to say like Noble, you start knowing 3 players, one and only one of which is evil. That's solid. I got you, cutie. Mint Minstrel, no. Hold on, is there a minstrel riot, Jinx? There needs to be a minstrel riot, Jinx. Excuse me. They learned the newly dead player is the damsel because of poison. No, no, that's not how poison works. You could argue that's how Vortox works, but I wouldn't agree with you. Librarian was another one that I was thinking about. Investigator, you start knowing if one of two players is a particular minion. I think that's too strong, given that the puzzle of this script is supposed to be you're supposed to find the evil team. And if you're just told at the start of the game, one of these two players is an evil, or like, is powerful info, I'm going to put it down for a moment. Any other you start knowings? There's always like one up here somewhere that I always forget. Artist is not you start knowing, but once per game during the day, privately ask the storyteller any yes/no question. That could be funny. Bounty Hunter, you start knowing one evil player. If the player you know dies, you learn another one. No. Chef, right? Chef. I mean, ooh, yeah, wow. If Chef is like anything more than a zero of how many pairs of evil players, how many evil players are sitting next to each other, and Chef is anything more than a zero, oof. Clockmaker, never. Clockmaker breaks games. Not solves games, breaks games. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, I have too many. We'll get rid of Steward. Noble is staying in because I think that's really fucking good. Investigator can piss out. I think confirming what minion is in play is not good. Like technically I could toss a recluse on there, but I don't wanna. I don't wanna at this point. Bird emoji. I threw a savant in there real quick. Anyway, washerwoman, librarian, both can ping to the spy, which is really cool. No way, sorry. I said bird emoji. I meant parrot emoji specifically. Sorry. I just swapped over to Discord and I saw. I was like, "What the heck? Who's posting a message over here?" And the message was parrot emoji. It's here. Let me. I have a Discord server where the only since my birthday, since the 6th of February, the only message in this chat room has been parrot emoji. What's up, Fish? What are you? Fish just sent me parrot emoji on Discord. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I can have one more because I want the atheist to be the 14th townsfolk. And honestly, I think I can get rid of some of these. I think Juggler's a good bluff finder. Juggler can find, okay, who's lying about their info. But I don't like Juggler's on as a combination. Hold on. Okay, here's a question. What if there's no Zon? What if I swap out Zon for Baron for that outsider modification? Is there enough misinfo on here or more accurately, there if I'm playing a game with like no direct poisoning, no direct drunkenness or poisoning, there's misregistration with the spy. Is misregistration going to be enough? Slash, will the information be ambiguous enough? Noble info, I think, is ambiguous enough. Misregistration doesn't really do anything on there. That's not. That's an animated parrot emoji. That's Stardew Valley parrot emoji. Damn. Thank you, Palm. Town Crier is too strong. Too strong without poisoning, drunkenness. Who's okay, it's like a oh, that's a very cute bird. That's a very cute smile. Um the character of the Virgin. No fish? No, I like fish. I like fishermen. Perry emoji. I like fishermen. Fisherman's great. There's a lot of once per games. Honestly, like Savant is like the one here that I kind of want to get rid of. Um, Tea Lady can't go in there. What does Soldier do? Soldier is just safe from evil abilities. So that means can't be Serenovus mad. Can't be summoned? Hold. Okay, hold on. Yeah. The soldier. No, wait. If Riot is in play, the soldier is safe from evil abilities. So the soldier will never be safe from the summoner. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Palm. Like you can have this many ones per games because like you have 3 nights of info at most. 3 nights of info if you haven't won already at that point. Preacher is too strong. Probably, yeah, Preacher's too strong. Sage. Each night, Riot chooses an alive good player, different to previous nights. A chosen Sage uses their ability but does not die. No. I need another each night roll. I think I need 2 at this point. 3, 6, 9. Yeah. I need 2 each night rolls. So like an Oracle would be pretty good. Lycanthrope kills, so I don't want that. High Priestess is meta info. I love a High Priestess, but I don't think this is the script for him. Snake Charmer. Ooh, okay. Wait, hold on. This is a question that I thought about earlier. And does this work? Chambermaid. Noble wakes up first night. Washerwoman wakes up first night. Librarian wakes up first night. Town Crier wakes up later. Savant doesn't wake up at all. Watchman's weird. Seamstress weird. Huntsman weird. Professor weird. Fisherman doesn't wake up at all. And yeah, there's too much waking up. There's too much waking up. I don't want Village Idiot. Snake Charmer's funny, but it doesn't really. Snake Charmer doesn't help. Snake Charmer is not a helpful role in this script. You don't want the demon moving. Snake Charmer doesn't have enough time. So let me explain for the Lycas in the chat. Snake Charmer. Each night, choose an alive player. A chosen demon swaps characters in alignment with you and then is poisoned. So the Snake Charmer picks a player, and if they're the demon, the Snake Charmer becomes a demon. So what the Snake Charmer's like real actual purpose is picking players and learning that player is not the demon. And given you only have 3 nights to pick people and learn that player is not the demon, it's just not a helpful role in this script. Yeah, Snake Charmer is always funny. Oracle could work, especially because we have a professor on this script, so y'all are gonna want to execute somebody. What does Innkeeper do? Innkeeper protects from evil abilities. Yeah, that's it. That's not much. Fortune Teller doesn't help. Empath. Honestly? Here's okay. So here's the trouble with each night rolls because like I clicked on a thing and then and now I can't see your chat messages. Here's the trouble with some of these each night rolls, especially the empath here, is recurring information is troublesome with Azan. So if your neighbors never change, but your number does change, that's probably Zan, baby. You probably know exactly what the Zan night is. But I think that's okay. I think that's interesting for this script. Because here's the thing, I'm thinking about putting a drunk on here. I don't want to actually know if drunk is a good idea. But drunk is a great role. Empath could also be tricked by the spy. Empath could learn, oh no, it's a fucking atheist game. It's like that's why I'm getting shitty numbers. Oh right, I want an ogre. One of the outsiders I want is an ogre because I think that's funny. Ogre becomes evil. Oh, sorry. More accurately, on the first night, the ogre chooses someone and they become the alignment of the player they chose. And they don't learn what alignment that is. And I fucking love that. Ogre is just like, I trust you in particular. Oh, Ogre and Night Watchman are the same character. Okay. I think I'm gonna put empath on here because it's actually interesting with Zahn, despite the fact that differing information is like clear to them that some shit's messed up. Um, Dreamer could. Dreamer only gets 3 nights of information, which I think is okay. Dreamer can get screwed up by the spy or be bluffed by the spy. Or just get just summoned. Dreamer doesn't matter when there's a summoner in the game. I haven't like here's the thing that I'm not considering. Like what here Summoner throws a wrench in a lot of things here, but what most of all? Seamstress, kinda Night Watchman. That's about it. The rest is just like, but what if Summoner happened? Like Washerwoman Librarian, okay, I confirm this player, but what if a Summoner happens? Dreamer, like, goes around confirming people, like, a lot, like, really good. Like, Dreamer could be strong for 3 days, but what if a Summoner happens? Well, Dreamer goes 2 days, and then goes after the Summoner on the 3rd night. Maybe a good team needs a win con. I kind of am feeling Alsa here. I think that's very funny. What are the other good team win cons? Like, I want an early win con. I don't want a mayor. The mayor riot jinx is screwed up and I hate it. Slayer, which only works in a non-summoner game. Actually, you know what? Here's the thing. On day 3, minions become riot. So if the Slayer holds until day 3, they can shoot a minion. The storyteller can decide, okay, that minion just immediately becomes riot and dies to the Slayer shot. Okay. We're going Slayer. Because it could be a win con. It could be a good ending the game instantly win con. It does get circumnavigated by the summoner. But really you can't wait. If you wait until day 3, if you believe, if you have the vibe that it's a summoner game, then you can't go for the Slayer win. Okay. I think I like this. I think I'm happy. What do we have? Noble, Washerwoman, Librarian, Empath, Town Crier, Savant, Night Watchman, Seamstress, Huntsman, Professor, Slayer, Fisherman, Amni. This is a whole smorgasbord. I don't think this is a good script. I think it would be a fun script, though. Also Atheist. But Atheist doesn't count. I need one more outsider. Golem smashes the summoner. Instant win. No. What does Hatter do? No. I think a barber would be better here. Hold on. If the barber dies in a summoner game, there's no demon and so no swap happens, right? If you died today or tonight, the demon may choose 2 players to swap characters. So in a summoner game, the barber does nothing. But here's the thing. In a riot game, if the barber lasts until day 3, the barber does nothing. I think it's more interesting that there isn't. There is some fun. There's some interesting interactions here that, like, outsiders are better for good. Here's the thing. Summoner is the weakest minion in the game. Summoner sucks. I hate Summoner. But also, it's very interesting. Heretic? Heretic can't be in with the spy, right? Klutz can do a Klutz pick in the middle of a riot game. I'm looking for things. What what is helpful in a Riot game? All my homies hate Summoner. You can like Summoner. You can like Summoner if you want. You're wrong. No. I just saw the Summoner and I was like, that's the weakest minion in the game. The moment it was released. Plague Doctor. What does the Plague Doctor do? Serenovis, not so that's not anything. Summoner. If the Plague Doctor dies on day 1 or day 2, then the storyteller can add a second demon to the game. Beyond that, I don't think the Plague Doctor does very much. I think Puzzle Master works, but Puzzle Master does need a Jinx with Summoner. Puzzle Master is one player is drunk, even if you die. If you guess who it is, you learn the demon player. But if you guess wrong, you just get bad info. The Puzzle Master needs a Jinx with the Summoner, because Summoner is the thing that on night 3, a player becomes the demon. Here's the interesting interaction. If the Puzzle Master guesses correctly before the Summoner activates, the Puzzle Master learns that there's no demon in play. Which I think is really fucking cool. I think that's really great. The Puzzle Master still needs a Jinx, though, because if the Summoner picks the puzzle drunk player, they don't become sober. The demon stays drunk and has no ability. So, yeah, there needs to be a Jinx there. Somehow, some ways. You can't have the demon be drunk. Yeah. I think the Puzzle Master is pretty good. I don't want Recluse, because Recluse is too much of a hassle with Town Crier. Zella would be funny. Hold on, wait. There's still a Barber Riot Jinx, a Butler Riot Jinx, right? There's not. Oh, the old Butler Riot Jinx was so fun, though. The Butler, pick a player each night. Tomorrow you may only vote if they're voting. The Butler Riot Jinx used to be, you pick a player, you can't nominate them. You're just forbidden from nominating your master, which they got rid of that. I think it would have to be updated to only be on day 3, but Tinker. No, there's no reason. Tinker's funny, but there's no mechanical thing that the Tinker does. Sweetheart doesn't do anything in a Riot game. Snitch. Honestly? Each minion gets 3 bluffs? I don't think they need them. They don't need them. Here's the thing. They don't need them. The Goblin doesn't need a bluff. The Zon probably doesn't need a bluff. The Serenovis doesn't need a bluff. Summoner gets bluffs. Spy has the Grim, so knows what's not in play. Snitch does nothing here. Um, Moonchild, when you learn that you died, publicly choose one alive player. Tonight, if it was a good player, they die. That does nothing in a Riot game. Only if they're executed in the first day or two, which they won't be. Ad's about to start in a minute. I could snooze it, but I've decided no. I'm gonna get the monies. Hold on. I'm gonna check real quick because I want to see what's my earnings like for this month. Um, Decent. Not as good as December and January, but I'm happy with that. Thank you all for your support. Wait, how much is ads? Ads is so small. Can I like I want to see how much ads gives me less than $1 a day. Less than 50 cents a day. Ads suck. Anyway, here comes some ads. Oh wait, is it gonna be? It's gonna be in 3 minutes, so I can still talk about. I think the last outsider for the script is gonna be Puzzle Master. Adds extra drunkenness, um, which means extra ambiguity. It's the only outsider on here that like wants to claim. Ogre can claim all they want. Ogre is just an ogre. But Damsel I gotta hide. Lunatic doesn't know that they're. Oh, there's the ads. Lunatic doesn't know they're an outsider. Lunatic will probably like figure it out decently quickly. Lunatic has to figure out on socials. Because there's no Jinx, Butler doesn't do anything. Zealot doesn't do anything. Mutant's good. Mutant's another hidden one. Politician is another evil, which no. Ugh. Saint is a lost condition for good, so I don't really want that. I talked about Recluse already, how it's too much of a trouble for what I'm looking for in the script. Klutz is a lost condition. Hatter could work. No, Hatter can't work because Hatter can only die on the first day or two. And then on Riot Day, it does nothing. Um, Golem, Golem would be so funny, but Golem would be a good win con because Golem could just smash the summoner. Zon is all townsfolk are poisoned. Damn. I think that's it. I think that has to be it. The only other option I can think of is Goon, which I don't want because the Serenovus could flip them to evil, and we could have +2 evils in this game. I could put a Spirit of Ivory on this, and it'd be fine. But what does it get picked by? Night Watchman, Seamstress, Huntsman, Professor, Amnesiac. That's not enough, I think. What actually gets affected by the goon? Seamstress, Night Watchman, Amnesiac. So it's just not worth it. All right, I think script is done. Script is made. It is 2 in the morning on the US East Coast. I'm waiting for the extra 5 seconds. Girl, get Eep? I'll get Eep soon. I took a nap today. I also did happen to wake up at 8 in the morning today to be part of Alejo's secret uh, test game, secret project. So here's a script. Here's a solo Riot script. Well, Riot Atheist script. Atheist really doesn't need to be on here at all, but I think it works. To be like me and wake up at like 6 p.m. I lived that lifestyle for a while of like stay up till 6 a.m., sleep until 4 p.m. Um and honestly, it's fun. I like it. But I don't know. Anyways, I need a title for this script. Would love to not do that lifestyle sometimes. Aww. Like, do you need some help recalibrating your sleep schedule? Do I need to make sure you go to sleep? Also, other question, like, you want to watch more D&D sometimes? Oh, like, I don't know if you continued either of the series that we started, but if you did, that's great. That's awesome. Um. Anyway, script writing. Yeah, his name, script name. Um. You haven't actually. Okay. 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 Good to hear. Can I stay up another 2 hours just to watch more D&D with Leica? Maybe. Anyway, script name. Script name. Riot. Spyrit. No. Spy family. No. Um. Summoner. Atheist. It's all a lie. Planet Riot. I kind of like that. Do, do, do. Is there another word for riot? There is, definitely. But, like, the vibes of the game. Hi, good morning, Mild. I'm wrapping up stream soon. I'm trying to figure out what to name this list of characters. What to name this script. Do, 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 do. I like Planet. I like Planet as the brouhaha. That's I love the term brouhaha. That's a good one. Planet brouhaha. Sure, that works. This is Planet brouhaha. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you all for listening to me ramble. You got some really good sleep? I love to hear that. I plan to get some mediocre sleep in the next hour or two. So, thank you all for tuning in. That's it for this weird late night stream. Um, Maybe more tomorrow. I don't think I'm doing anything tomorrow. Oh, I might be playing Blood on the Clock Tower with people. Whoa. Um, I don't know. Talk to y'all later. Oh wait, I should see if there's anyone to raid, because like if Dark Decay is online. No, Atreides is streaming though, and you should check them out if you are interested in more Blood on the Clock Tower. Um, and also Spoody Biscuit is playing UFO 50 Bingo. Two great streamers going on. But I'm not gonna send you to either of them. Um, Also Shadow Temples. What's going on? Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. Love you all. Hugs, kisses, whatever. I'm sleeping. Bye.